94.4, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello to all of our viewers and listeners out there. You are watching INC Radio Sacramento.
Whenever we need him, he's always there. There's no one else who does what he can do. Each time we seek him, oh, he always cares. Don't ever fear, he's just a prayer away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to INC Radio Sacramento. Thank you for joining us. You are with Madeline here on INC Radio Sacramento, but I am not alone. I have special guests today who we will introduce in just a moment. I wanted to take the time to say hi to everyone and thank you for coming back and joining us. It may be morning for you, it might be afternoon, it might be evening, whatever it is. We are continuing our conversation about gratitude journaling. And 2 weeks ago, altogether, we started a gratitude journal. So we're going to continue the conversation, decluttering the mind to help us improve wellness and emotional well-being with the practice of journaling. So journaling can help us reflect and in this way process and cope with what we have experienced. You know, this could have been 2 weeks ago. It could have been a few months ago, could have been years ago, or even beyond. I guess I don't know what beyond years ago is, but, you know, it could be a long time and we can still journal about those things. And remember our metaphor last time was that drawer of messiness, and we sift through to bring to the surface what we like to think about most, which is the things what we're our journaling, our journaling. So, which is what we're grateful for. So, as we continue on, viewers. You were invited to submit your something that you were grateful for, kind of like a mini, gratitude journal entry. We have some of those, so we will be sharing. I'm very excited. And we had all week receiving those submissions, and today we are going to be reading those. So stay tuned, everyone, to hear what those in our district have shared with us. So we're going to start the conversation with our question. How often do you want to add to your journal? How often do you want to add an entry to your gratitude journal? And we'll dive in and discuss. But here now, I want to introduce everyone who will be joining us today. Please warm welcome, everybody. A round of applause from your homes, wherever you are, for Janelle and Jay. Hi, guys.
Hi, Madeline. Thanks
Hello.
for having us.
Of course. Always so fun to have you. They've been on our show before. And go ahead and tell a little bit about yourselves to our viewers and our listeners.
Sure.
You want to start? Me first. Hi, Brother Jay Montemayor from the locale of Elk Grove.
Yay.
Janelle, locale of Elk Grove. We've been married for 11 years, and we have one son. He's 8, and we're excited to be here today.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. 11 years. I can imagine there's tons to be thankful for, but we'll go into that stuff. We'll go into their stories in a little bit. We wanted to go ahead and give a little bit of love back because we're getting so much love from our district through our YouTube chat. So we are on, if you are listening to us on the radio, you're always invited to join on YouTube and join in on the conversation. So we already have someone, Caselso. Hi, Caselso. Hello, happy viewing from Reno and Carson City. Hi, Reno. Hi, Carson City. Sister Liz. De Ocampo is saying hello and happy Saturday po from Lathrop. At the Ariane is saying hello po, greetings from Stockton. Hi, Stockton. Hi, Lathrop. Another one from Tracy and Lathrop is Katirso. Hi, Katirso. I know you. That is the minister there. Leanne Adorable. Hi, miss you. Happy Saturday from Reno and Carson City. Kuya Jeff Dizon, one of our another popular name here on INC Radio through the YouTube chat. Good morning and happy Saturday to all our brethren in Northeast California. Yes, from the local congregation of Roseville. Abigail Diaz is saying happy, good morning po, happy Saturday from Roseville. Hi, Abby. Sister Grace is saying happy watching to all brethren. Ka JB Agustin, one of our district staff is good morning, brethren. Happy birthday to Ka Allen. Happy birthday, Ka Allen. Hashtag Stockton. There's so many. So Judith Lim is good morning, brethren, from Carson City, Nevada. And then Cheyenne is saying happy greetings to all INC members in the Ecclesiastical District of Northeast California, local congregation of Fairfield, hashtag Fair Friends, and so many more. Sister Mercy, thank you. Happy viewing to all. Kalora, my mom, is hi, Mom. Good morning, everyone from the local Roseville. So many. So we'll get back to this. Oh, there's even more. Okay, we'll come back to this. Thank you, everyone. We feel the love and we throw it right back at you. So thank you so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and start with, and I do want to have one more shout out. It is a special request, from someone, our producer here on INC Radio Sacramento is Kuya Manley, is asking us to greet his dad. Happy birthday po to Brother Manuel D. Andaya, one of the ministers teaching in the School of Ministers in Sacramento. Thank you po for letting us know. And happy birthday, Kamani. Happy birthday po.
Happy birthday, Kamani. He married us.
Oh, he did.
Yes, he
He
did.
did.
Full circle today a little bit. That's wonderful. Oh, okay. Well, special greetings and special happy birthday greetings po to Kamani. Okay, so before we jump into a little bit more of our topic today, we wanted to thank everyone for their participation and their activeness in the district activities that happened throughout the last week. So for those who joined the health seminar held last week, presented by the CMDPS. The topic was understanding anxiety and depression. We hope that the tools we discussed a little bit 2 weeks ago was able to help you journaling, reflecting, and flexing that gratitude muscle. Hopefully those were helpful tools while you were thinking about what was being presented to us that day. So thank you both for joining that. Also our CBI, Christian Brotherhood International, the special gathering and graduate recognition was today at 10. So everyone who graduated, congratulations. We're so excited for you. Congratulations on celebrating your accomplishments. We hope that you had a wonderful time during that special gathering. I'm sure you all did. And our Christian Society for the Deaf, our CSD, is reminding us one more time that we do have an ASL app. Go ahead and find that app, download. If you need clarity on which exact that app that is, you're welcome to ask our district staff and our CSD members to help you with that app. It's pretty cool. We do want to stay connected with everyone as much as we can, so that's pretty great. And also our big activity coming up, everyone is gearing up for, is on August 31st at 4 p.m. We have our musical evangelical mission. It's going to be one of the biggest activities and events we're going to have in our district probably this year. Keep your eyes and ears open for more information, and then ask your local officers for information about that. Okay, so we're going to now jump into our topic. So I wanted to first ask before we go into the full story, we want to at least just kind of know. Janelle and Jay already thought of one thing, just something, that they're thankful for. And I wanted to give you both the opportunity to just briefly share what that is. And then we're going to go into what entries we got from over the past 2 weeks. So go for it, you guys.
Oh, me first. So I have been thinking about this, and everything that I thought about that I was thankful for came down to me being thankful for being a member of the church. Being a member of the church. Not only that, but thankful for God, because without those two things, God and being a member, who knows where I would be, right? So everything comes down to God and being a member. So that is probably the greatest thing I'm ever thankful for.
I love that. And we're definitely going to delve into that. So thank you, Jay. Janelle?
So to tie in with that, I'm really grateful for God guiding me to a career that I love, my passion of teaching first grade, and just seeing the light in these little kids. So that's one thing I'm grateful
That's
for.
wonderful. Okay, I'm getting excited. So the reason why we want to talk about gratitude is because remember last week when we were talking about our drawers, our drawers are full. The drawers of our mind is so full of our daily activities, our very, very many responsibilities that we have, all of the noise that's around us, I guess also actual noise, sound that's around us. And there's a lot of things. And so sometimes we get buried under what can cause us a lot of that stress. So we want to clear out a space where we can draw forward or draw to the surface what we're thankful for. And so this entry from Aubrey Gonzalez from Sacramento is kind of the perfect thing for that, because she says, I'm grateful for so many things, countless blessings, too many to name. But at this moment, my most recent realization to slow down, take it all in, and enjoy. So I know a little bit of a backstory of Aubrey. She has 2 young kids, and that's already pretty busy, just having two young kids, 5 and 3, and very busy, I'm sure. But taking the moment to be grateful for that and soaking that all in, being grateful for those little moments. So Aubrey, I hope you're able to one day join the show and elaborate a little more on that. But that's what she's saying. How do you guys feel about that?
I definitely could agree with that. We were just talking about that actually, with all the demands of our work and our responsibilities and our son. Prioritizing him is really important, especially because he's seeing us go through these challenges. And even though we don't speak about it, he sees it.
Yes.
So slowing down is really important.
Yes, even if, this is something I've been kind of like doing recently, like just taking like a mental day off from work when it gets too stressful. Like like what Sister Aubrey said, just slow things down, reset, get your mind back to in order, and then take it on again like the next day. But as long as you have that time and opportunity to just either hang out with family, take a break, just relax, and just let all the stress out. You can move on to the next day and just hit it hard.
Yeah, kind of that rejuvenation.
Yes.
Get those bricks off of you so you can function. And that's something that we can absolutely do, is take the moment to absorb what we're grateful for, right? Because then that just becomes so much more of a powerful practice. So last week we talked about, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about how practicing gratitude, it's almost like flexing a muscle or exercising that muscle. It becomes a habit. It becomes part of our thought process. It becomes part of our day. It becomes part of our mindset, and therefore a more positive outlook on life. So taking the moments to be grateful, even while we're busy, right? We can still be grateful while we're busy, especially, as Jay said, we're members of the Church of Christ. We're busy as members in a very positive way, and we can always think about those positive things while we're busy. So I love all of that. This kind of brings up a little bit of what Laura said. Laura's my mom. Hi, Mom. Laura says, so what she's grateful for. She kind of wrote, she likes to write in like her structure was like so poetic. But she says, I'm grateful for, okay, to God, who I am thankful for every day. I thank God for calling my entire family to his church. I thank God to this day that we are all members of his church, for the worship service where he continues to guide us, to strengthen us, to show us the way to our true home. We are all beneficiaries of the true home, not because of our own capabilities alone, but because of God's unfathomable love for his chosen ones. With a humble heart, Laura Sadeko. Mom, very much you. Thanks, Mom. I grew up listening to things like this. So this hits home, being married and no longer living with Mom. It hits home. Everyone call your moms, call your dads today. Grateful for them. What I absolutely exactly what we've been talking about. Anything else to say about your thoughts of what Laura said, my mom?
Yeah, of course, 100% agree. We're so thankful that we have the opportunity to go in the house of worship and to reset and to have that quiet time with God. And, before getting married, I always envisioned a family performing together, worshiping together. And when our son became a choir member, I know that feeling that your mom mentioned. And I'm like, I'm so thankful that God gave us that.
I have my tissue box ready.
Yes, happy tears.
Yes, happy tears. Feeling very grateful for the blessings that we have.
Yes.
It's something that's so powerful, and it's something that really, when you're grateful, it's hard to be under that ton of bricks. When we have that little moment of gratitude, and what you're saying, when we're, for those who are listening that may not be members of the church who is listening to our conversation today, or even never really had an experience of walking into a church and feeling that, maybe it's I mean, how would you explain it? Like
a weight lifted.
Yeah.
That you didn't even know you were carrying sometimes. Because we're human, and you think sometimes like, okay, I'm going to do this, but then God guides you in a different way, and you're like, oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the time, throughout life, all the time. Just not knowing how much you needed that moment to just talk to him. Like in the chapel, it's that different feeling. Anyway, so grateful for that. So grateful. Jay, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I completely agree with what your mom said. I myself learned everything from my dad. Hopefully, Dad, you're watching. I sent you the link. They're from the locale of Bremerton, Washington. So
hi, Bremerton, we miss you.
But yeah, I learned everything from my dad, from him being my choir leader, and from myself looking up to my dad as a choir leader. I myself became a choir leader, so that's taught me a lot of things, not only about church but myself and family. So
yeah. We feel this guidance throughout our lives as members of the Church of Christ, and it does lead us to different opportunities, different positive things, learning from our parents, understanding, kind of learning to understand who we are. But Janelle, you mentioned that you are guided to a career that brings you so much joy. Let's talk about that.
Sure. So speaking of our parents and their impact on our lives, shout out to my mom too. She, after high school, she's like, okay, I'll give you 2 years. You figure out what you want to do. If not, I will direct you into the field of nursing, because she's a nurse and she loves it, right? And I thought to myself, oh no, I don't want to be a nurse. I can't deal with blood. So I was like, I do want to make changes, or I want to be a positive light. And that's when I went into teaching. And so, I prayed about it because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And every day I see it, and there's a reason why I'm in this school, why I have these kids in my class. I may not see it today, maybe later on in the future, they'll grow up and, they'll mention my name, and I will never know that. But just having that feeling, because we probably all can be like, oh, that teacher when I was in this grade really impacted me. So being that light in my classroom inspires me.
I love that. My heart is exploding right now. I love that. I'm so happy for you, Janelle. Janelle is, we're, for everyone who doesn't know, we're personally friends with this couple. And just, I'm so happy for you. It's like it's life isn't easy, but there's always there's always this thing that we're so grateful for, what we're doing with our lives, what we're doing with, the purpose why we're here. God gives us reasons. So I mean, this is so cool to hear you express this and talk about this. I'm sure, knowing you personally, I'm sure you're absolutely a light in that classroom, and these kids are benefiting from you. Okay, I have my tissue box all ready to go. So Ate Glenda Castro says, thankful God for my life and strength that I can continue to serve him. Green heart, white heart, red heart. Thank you both for that. And everyone's talking about the musical EVM. So yes, everyone, please. I mean, we're talking about what we're grateful for. If, we're grateful for our membership, let's share that with everyone, our loved ones, our friends. What's the worst that can happen? They say no. But you know what? It's something that's just so important. We want our friends, we want our family and friends to share in these blessings. I just got a message here from Ate Sarlia, saying grateful for our membership in the Church of Christ, for our God-given duties, and especially for the love and support of the brethren, most especially in our Fairfield locale. Thank you for my family. That's so wonderful. Can you believe it that we're already running down on time? But what's nice is that we have a little bit of extra. That's okay. We have a little extra time today. So I just wanted to share something that someone from Sacramento, another one shared. She's actually Aubrey's twin sister. So this is her submission to us. God has given me the life that I have always prayed for. While his answered prayers didn't always come immediately, he reminded me to be patient and to trust in his perfect timing. There were even prayers that I stopped asking for and buried deep inside because they seemed unlikely to happen. Through his love, he answered those prayers too, reminding me that nothing is impossible with God. He has given me more than I have asked for, and so much more than I deserve. And I will never stop being thankful for his blessings to me and my family. Wow. Thank you, Ate Cat, for sharing that. We're crying over here. Absolutely. Go ahead and share. Janelle, why the tears?
She said it perfectly. We all have that prayer that we're waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
And God only knows when the time is right. And that feeling of waiting and hoping, and then getting that answered prayer is just such an indescribable feeling. And being blessed beyond you can ever imagine. It's so true.
It's so very true.
Yes.
Thank you, Ate Cat, for sharing that. I think everyone that had shared their submissions, everyone is relating to what they're saying in our own ways, because we're all grateful for something stemming from blessings from God. And it's just so wonderful to share this together. At the Gem Montemayor says,
My mom.
says, God bless everyone. Stay strong and keep healthy. God is so good to all of us. Hi, po, Auntie Gem. That's wonderful. So we've, talked, we basically talked about everything. So I'm like at a loss for words because it's such a powerful thing to not only just think about, but to even verbalize. And so what I would like to encourage everyone is the next time you're standing or sitting around with your friends or family, let's start the game of, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for this year? Whatever that is, it doesn't have to be a special occasion. Whatever you're grateful for, share in that topic, and let the blessings just flow, and practice, flex that gratitude muscle, flex that muscle, make it strong, get it part of your day, part of your life. Somebody said, oh, Katoni Smith. Hi, Katoni. God's love is number one.
Correct.
Well said. With that, we're going to end it with that. Thank you so much, Katoni, for your contribution. We're going to now go ahead and close the show. I know. We're going to close this show. Before we end our broadcast, thank you so much to Jay and Janelle for being our guests today, sharing their what they're grateful for. I'm sure there's tons more, but thank you for sharing. Thank you, everyone who submitted an entry. You are welcome. Tears falling, crying from Auntie Jem. Please continue to submit what you're grateful for to the email address that we've provided. If you're looking for that email address, it is to the Sacramento, INC Sacramento Radio radio station. Go ahead and find that. You can always message me if you have my contact. Message anyone, the officers or the district staff who can help you get that email. Email in. Even if we finish out the month with this topic, we will continue next week with this topic. Stay tuned. Come back. But even after that, go ahead and send us what you're grateful for. We will find a way to share on air. So please go ahead and do that. We wanted to also say a very special thank you for those who make this broadcast possible, where we can have these moments and share our stories together, not just within our district, but throughout the world. Our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our deputy executive minister, Brother Angelo Aranio Manalo, our district minister, Capit de la Cruz, who married us, Assistant District Minister, Brother Willie Santos, our CFO Overseer, Brother Nemo Pantaleon, our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother John Bennett Agustin. Thank you so much, both, for always supporting and helping us here in INC Radio Sacramento. INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Taray, and again, our Executive Producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, and the entire INC Radio Sacramento team, and everyone viewing, listening, watching, especially those who are sending us love week by week in our chat. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned for next week. Come back next Saturday, same time, same place. Get ready, get set, get on INC Radio Sacramento. Bye, everyone.